Hey there, Titans. I've got a completed project video to show you today. So today what we're looking at is some HD level Grey Knights. If you're not familiar with our level system, I'll talk about that for a little bit as I kind of do a slow pan over the army. We have 3 level systems for our painting. Well, we have 3 levels. We have 1 system. 3 systems would be too much. But the 3 different levels are, we have our minimal horde level, which is reserved mostly for massive amounts of troops like, Imperial Guardsmen or Orcs, for instance. Then we have our tabletop level, which you've seen, a lot of our tabletop in the past up to now. Then we have our top level, which is our high detail level, or our HD, as I like to call it. And that is what this army has been painted to. HD level is pretty high detail. It has a lot of use of gradients and OSLs. Anything with wet blending, pretty much any massively advanced technique that's going to go across an entire army will make the project fall into HD level. So, to kind of go over what we've got here, I'm going to zoom back here. We have 30 Grey Knights in power armor. We have a brother captain, which is right here. We have, this is actually an Inquisitor that's going to be a stand-in for an assassin. And then we have 6 Grey Knight Terminators and 2 Dread Knights. So, let's go over the paint scheme a little bit. First, let's start with the brother captain. When we did this project, we decided we were actually matching a paint scheme requested. The client had some dice that he had supplied us. They were some purple and teal dice with gold pips. So that was what he wanted us to do, was to kind of take that and create a paint scheme based off of that. Had to take some creative license because only using 3 colors and going to HD level, we had to add a lot of details. So one of the things we did first is we figure out complementary on the test model that we wanted to do this blue OSL and blue glows in the eyes. Because that was going to pop really well against sort of the darker teal and the purple. You'll also notice that we shaded the metals in a combination of silver and gold. On the Terminator bases, because these are secret weapon miniature bases, we opted to do a green for the moss because it just, was going to make it look really nice against the darker paint scheme. The purple and the blue tend to be sort of a cooler color, so the green popped really brightly against that. We also went for sort of a dark leather color for the tabards, and then a sort of a pale sand for all of the little purity seals, and anything else, like you see where he has like sort of the cloth pieces draping over different spots on his staff. So we applied that to all of the models, and I'm just going to kind of do a little bit more of a slow pan here. Overall, this was probably one of the more intense paint jobs I think I've done since we opened the studio. This is definitely the highest quality paint job that I have personally done. It was very challenging at times, just getting the combinations of colors. A lot of base coating. That was probably the big thing. We don't skip steps. We tend to go for the really bright, vibrant colors. You see a lot of people doing like dry brushing and skipping steps. Dry brushing, about the only thing we did with this was giving the model a head-to-toe metal dry brush, because even though the armor is colored, we wanted the armor to also still appear metal, so it gave it this sort of opalescent sheen. And you have some OSL right here on the... I'm not sure what gun this is, but you have some OSL around the cannon. I'm not that familiar with Grey Knights, unfortunately. And you can just see that we've got lots of silver and gold picked out on the back part here. Lots of gradient work with these. I'd say we spent a full day just doing the gradient work. So let's take a look also at some of these Terminators, which, the others tend to kind of all look the same, but the Terminators stand out individually. So first up, you've got this guy. He's got this this Grey Knight's banner that gave a lot of attention to. Did quite a bit of highlighting and making the details stand out on that one. Turned out really awesome in my opinion. Then you have the other Terminators. I'm going to move this one to the side for a minute. These guys are pretty badass looking at this point. They all have some sort of book going on, which we picked out the books with leather and pale sand. Get them looking really good. There really isn't any details on these that were not picked out with some sort of colors. And you've got the Inquisitor. The Inquisitor with his, he's got a slightly different style because where he's wearing cloth, we didn't want to do the full metal dry brush, so we did a combination of some grays and whites to kind of give the leather still a colored quality, but with highlights in it. And then we also picked out, some areas with the same leather that we were using for the tabards and everything else. So like his gloves are picked out, his scabbards are picked out, his some of his boots, parts of his boots are picked out, like the straps. Overall, the project turned out pretty awesome. If you're interested in getting something similar, feel free to send us an email to projects@titanterrainstudio.com. You can also follow us on Facebook, on Twitter. Obviously, you're on YouTube, so you're following us here, or you hopefully will subscribe to our YouTube channel. We also are on Pinterest, and I'm forgetting one of them. Instagram, yes. Pinterest and Instagram. So make sure to follow us on all our social media, and we'll be able to update you on cool new armies like this. So yeah, that's the HD Grey Knights project. Thanks for watching, guys, and stay tuned for more awesome miniature content.